let's get into this episode of Game Show. So this is Game Show episode 11, the episode on Downwell. Released on the 17th of June 2018. This was the 11th episode. So after this was Totally Accurate Battlegrounds and then Spider-Man, which is as of this point the most recent game show, the final game show, I guess. I'm sure I really don't remember anything about this video. You know what? I do remember saying a joke about how he goes down a well and it didn't go down well. I thought that was kind of clever. Maybe not.
Downwell. You play as this guy on a bench who jumps down a well and, well, let's just say it doesn't go down well. The aim of the game is to make your way down a seemingly bottomless pit whilst avoiding enemies, stomping on their heads, and shooting them down using your special gun boots. If you're wondering what gun boots are,
I feel like I sound slightly different. I don't know. I feel like back then, yeah, even 50 saying your voice sounds really different. I feel like I don't know. Do you guys sense this? I just feel like I was less confident in my voice during the recording of this. It feels a bit more shaky.
They're boots.
I remember with guns. Okay, that's funny. I forgot I did that. Drawing this took forever, man. And this was already at the point where I'd freaking gotten so tired of animation. And drawing this took forever. Literally, I would just open up Flash, be drawing it, and then just have Spotify playing in the background. But yeah.
Them down using a
You were so much funnier back then. Thank you, Stranica. I appreciate it.
Special gun boots. If you're wondering what gun boots are, they're boots with guns attached to them. Unlike most other platformers, in this game you progress vertically downwards instead of horizontally across, which is why it has a bit more of a mobile game feel with the narrow screen. Well, that and it's also a mobile game. Now, I didn't know what to expect going into this thing, but I definitely did not expect it to be so unforgiving. There are 4 stages in Downwell, each split into 3 levels with their own unique enemy types, terrain, and backing music. And it does not matter what stage you are on or what level you have reached within that stage. If you die in this game at any point, you'll return to stage 1, level 1.
So yeah, one thing with Game Show, is it the mic if you had a different one before? Yeah, back at this point, I would have been using the Audio-Technica AT2020, which I still have. I just don't use it now as a backup mic. So one thing with this, I had to explain how the game worked. And that's a feature of Game Show, right? I always have to explain how the game works so that the viewer doesn't need to know the game already to understand it. Because that's something that really happens when it comes to gaming videos, right? Like a lot of people are like, oh, I don't watch that game because they don't understand the game, because you do have to like understand the mechanics. It's kind of like Fortnite. At first, Fortnite didn't make any sense. You know, I'd watch it, I'd be like, what's going on? What are all these different colors? You can even see in my Game Show Fortnite, I was picking up gray weapons instead of the blue and purple ones because I didn't know the difference between the colors, right? And so when you actually understand the game, you're able to enjoy content about it a lot more. And because Game Show was a new game every episode, in every episode I had to explain what the game was. But that led to a problem where it's like, I don't want it to be too much exposition to the point where it gets boring. So I feel like with this one, there's a lot of me explaining already. But I kind of have to do it just so the viewers know what is going on with the video.
And start again. So naturally, my objective was to beat the game. I mean, it can't be that hard, right? You've got 4 stages with 3 levels per stage, and each level taking roughly 2 minutes to complete. So you're telling me I can beat this whole thing in just 24 minutes? Well, no, that's not what I'm saying at all.
Oh, I put 6 hours into this game? Bro, holy crap. I find it hilarious how irrelevant the Fortnite game show is currently. Do you mean in terms of how different the game is now? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. You should do more videos like Cinema Shenanigans. Yeah, I mean, the thing with storytime videos is like, there are only so many stories I can tell. One, because there are only so many videos I have. I mean, sorry, there are only so many stories I have. And also, I can't tell every story I have. Like, there are some stories where it's like, I can't tell this story. Yeah, so if you meet me in person, maybe you'll hear some stories. I can't tell this story on the channel with 400,000 subs. So yeah, go out of your way to get in trouble for a story time. Yeah, like for me, you know, I feel like you see this a lot with story time YouTubers. They start just telling stories about anything, like literally the most obscure, random thing that you don't even care about. They'll be telling a story, and another thing that happens is they'll make just the most mundane situations and make it act like, oh, it was so dramatic, and it wasn't. And it's like, please, we get it. You don't have any more stories. Stop freaking exaggerating.
Right from stage 1, I was being attacked by bubbles, frogs, turtles, floating eyeballs. I was being attacked by this thing.
Yeah, so apparently that's a snail. I didn't recognize it as a snail at the time.
Anybody know what that is?
But people in the comments told me. When you make a mistake in the video, oh my god. People in the comments will freaking tell you, man. They will tell you over and over again. Also, real quick, this is very similar to the director's commentaries I do for members on the channel. So if you're liking this is actually very similar to what I do with those videos.
Absolute worst enemies though were the birds. These things will fly over to you all casual, then land on your head like bah! Negative 1 HP. To be fair,
yeah, so those were bats, not birds. That's another thing people told me.
Though these things were all here first, and I don't even remember anyone asking me to jump down the well in the first place, so maybe I should have stayed on the bench. As you make your way down each level, you'll come across these areas called time voids, which freeze time once you enter them, so you can get a breather from all the chaos going on around you. Some time voids lead to caves containing gems, health or ammo upgrades, whereas others lead to a shop where you can buy items using the gems you've collected, as well as
I'm watching this video partly so that I can remember what happens in the game, so that when I play it, I'll go in knowing what the flip I'm supposed to do. I'm not just watching this to watch my own video. I'm trying to remember what the flip this game's about.
After completing each level, you're given a selection of upgrades to choose from to help you as you progress further into the game. And you're gonna need it because this game does not ever let up. After a while of playing and getting very familiar with the game over screen, clearing the first stage eventually became light work. Clearing the second stage, however, now that's a whole other story. Stage 2 is set in the catacombs, so now you're being attacked by ghosts, phantoms, skulls, and worst of all, these damn birds.
You know what, 50, it does sound like the ghost music in Mario. Now that I hear it, you're right.
Why are they still here? Not even the platforms are safe now. Spikes? Are you serious? That is so cliche. Now this was a particularly good run for me because not only had I made it further than I had ever made it so far, being on the second level of stage 2, but I also managed to increase my max total HP using one of the upgrades. Which is why it hurts even more that I managed to lose all 3 of my remaining health points in a span of 6 seconds, putting me right back to the start of the game. I'm telling you, these birds are the worst! As time went on, it was
I hope this... See, one thing as well with like, I wouldn't say game show in general, but maybe this particular episode, is I was really trying to make sure it was like coherent. Like, is this easy to follow? Because I sort of watch it and I'm kind of like, bro, what's going on? There's just so much happening on the screen. I'm like, what is this? But people liked it. People liked it. Someone asked, I think it might have been Dude Perfect, like, have ever posted a video that I wasn't proud of? And you know, I would like to say no, oh, I'm proud of every video I post. But sometimes I do, like, I post a video and I'm like, oh, this wasn't it. But at the same time, I know I put a lot of work into it and that I'm a really harsh critic of my own work. So I just post it and feel like, okay, you know what? Maybe it's not as bad as I feel like it is. And, you know, a few times I've posted a video like that and then I come back to it and I'm like, oh, crap. This is good. For example, GameShow on, what's that game? Expender Bros. No. Something Bros. Broforce. GameShow and Broforce, right? I was really upset with that video. Like, genuinely upset. I was like, oh, damn it. I put so much work and the video's crap. Damn it, man. And then I look back on it maybe a year later and I was like, whoa, this is a really good episode. Like, why did I hate it so much? So that's why, like, you know, I understand that I look at my videos a lot more critically than other people. And so I know, I trust how much effort I put into it more. So I'm like, okay, I know I put a lot of effort into this video. I just need to trust that it's good. So yeah, I never put a video that I think is just a rubbish video that I'm just putting up so that, oh, just let me get views. Like, I always want the videos to be good. So yeah, that's a bit of a hard one to answer, because it's like, yes, I've uploaded videos that I wasn't happy with, but then I was happy with them after. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's weird. It's just like what it is to be like a creative person or whatever. By that I mean like professionally a creative person. I think everyone is creative or can be creative. How long does it usually take for you to make a video? Oh, it depends on the video. Because I don't make the same kind of video every time, it's really hard to say how long any video is gonna take. Like, really, this game show, it's 7 minutes long, but I was probably working on it for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So yeah, like, it really just depends. It really depends, honestly. Whenever I look at my own videos a few days, weeks after release, I just get disappointed with myself. And that's because you think you can do better, and you probably can, but you know, one thing I had to learn to do was accept what I've done and be proud that I even made something, because making something and putting it out there in the first place is a tough thing. And then once you've done that, be like, okay, let's make another one now. Let's just make another one. So good on you for releasing stuff anyway, you know?
Looking less and less like
my favorite game show is still PC Play and Learn because of the intense gameplay and emotional story. Lovely.
likely that I would achieve my objective of beating the game. I mean, I was now struggling to make it past stage 1 again for some reason. Alright, let's go inside the shop. Can I afford anything? No? Okay, let's go. Who put these birds in the game? Who did it? I decided I needed a slightly more doable sub-objective, so I made my goal to simply reach stage 4, and considering that I had yet to even see stage 3, that would still be quite the challenge. After completing the first level for what was probably the 50th time, I selected the drone upgrade, and let me tell you, this drone right here, this was my boy! We were tearing through the levels like it was nobody's business. Level 2, no problem. Level 3, piece of cake. Level 1 of the catacombs, okay, this one was pretty close. I finished with only 1 health point remaining, got to level 2 of the catacombs, and managed to find not 1, but 2 health packs, before this asshole threw a freaking bone at me, but no worries, I still managed to make it to level 3 of stage 2, the furthest I had gotten so far. Alright, only 1 more level to go, and then we'll be in stage 3. Let's do this. You know what? I'll take it. This game was making me lose my mind. I'd been playing for an hour and a half.
That was a good fall. I got a lot of distance in that fall. I think that's why I included it in the edit. I thought that was pretty cool.
This point, and had yet to see what the 3rd stage was even called. You know what? Sub-objective. Reach stage 3. Let's just do that. Can I at least do that, please? After a tragic series of non-stop failures, I finally had a run that looked promising. I had reached stage 2, level 2, with a full 5 health points. If I was ever going to reach stage 3, this would be it. Now let me introduce you to the actual worst enemy I've encountered so far. Yes, even worse than the birds, the flying skull. Now these things are just like the birds, except if you shoot them before jumping on them, then they explode on impact. And just like that, I'm back to 2 HP. What kind of rubbish?
Nah, this is a really hard game. I literally, I played it for 6 hours because I wanted to beat it for the episode and I couldn't beat it.
Enter Catacombs 3. Only this level stood between me and the 3rd stage. I couldn't afford any items, so unless I found a health pack somewhere, I was gonna have to do this with only 2 HP remaining. 20 seconds later, I hit a flying skull, 1 HP remaining. I enter a cave, find a health pack, 2 HP remaining. I leave the cave, get cornered by a phantom, 1 HP remaining. Things weren't looking too good, but luckily for me, the end of the level was near, and so I was just able to make it to stage 3. The sub-objective had been completed, and what better an upgrade than to be reunited with my boy, the drone, as we tackled the next level. Stage 3 was a water stage, and there was now an oxygen timer as well as swimming turtles and jellyfish. Did I just get killed by a seaweed?
I think that's the end, right?
Oh hell no, I'm not doing this again. So that's Downwell. It's a great game with tight controls, appealing visuals, and gameplay that is...
I think it's a slightly anticlimactic ending.
So frustratingly addictive, you can easily sink a couple of hours into this thing at a time. So if you're looking for a cool little game to play that has a lot of challenge to it, I'd recommend you check this one out. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've had enough mental anguish for one day, so I'm going home. Okay, it turns out I can't actually run out that way, so I'm just gonna quit out right here. Yeah.
Oh bro, the Facebook gaming plug. Okay. Oh right, and the old outro. Or the game show outro at least. Oh yeah, and then this yeah. Okay. That was cool. That was interesting to watch again. Yeah, that was Game Show Downwell. That was the 11th episode of Game Show. Man, he keeps falling and I keep failing. That's a little tagline over here. I think that's pretty good. But yeah, that was Game Show Downwell. I think it's a good video. I like it.